Welcome again to my channel. I am your presenter, Anush Harrison Jackson. Today, I shall be looking at understanding persuasive writings and techniques for Csec English A. I trust that you'll find this presentation enjoyable and beneficial. If you have found it to be so, remember to like, share, and subscribe. God bless you. Objectives of this presentation are as follows. 1. To state the aim of persuasive writings. 2. To list the various types of persuasive writings. 3. To give examples of different persuasive techniques. 4. State 3 types of persuasive appeals. And 5. View a persuasive essay and identify the persuasive techniques employed. And last but definitely by no means, attempt writing a persuasive essay and submit it in the comment section on the YouTube channel. God bless you. I trust that we will achieve all of these objectives and you'll find it beneficial. Is persuasive writing? Can you define what persuasive writing is? Persuasive writing is writing that seeks to convince the reader to take a particular stance or position on a specific topic or issue. If you had that definition, you are on the right track. What's the aim of persuasive writing? The aim of persuasive writing is to convince the reader that the stance or position taken by the writer is the ideal one, or the one that should be taken by the reader based on sound or logical reasoning. Different types of persuasive writings. One type of persuasive writing is persuasive letters. Persuasive letters may take the form of the social letters, business letters, or even letters to the editors. These 3 types of letters may be persuasive in nature, depending on the context or the content of your letter. The type of persuasive writings is advertisement. Advertisement can be commercial advertisement, personal advertisement, or any other type of advertisement. Advertisements are usually persuasive in nature in that the aim of the advertisement is, of course, to convince the reader to purchase goods and or services. Persuasive writing is the persuasive essay. Now, the persuasive essay is a topic that you would see in section 4 of the Csec paper 2 examination. So it is therefore important that you master this type of persuasive writing. Different types of persuasive techniques. 1. Emotive language. 2. Rhetorical questions. 3. Repetition. 4. Statistical data or research. 5. Facts and opinion. 6. Analogies and counter arguments. Can you think of any other persuasive techniques? If there are others that have not been mentioned, please leave them in the comment box below. persuasive appeals are logos, ethos, and pathos or platus, as some persons may pronounce it. Remember them: logos, ethos, and pathos. That persuasion comprises a combination of three appeals: logos, pathos, and ethos. Anyone seeking to persuade an audience should craft his or her message with facts, logos, tapping an argument's emotional aspect, pathos, and presenting his or her apparent moral standing, ethos. Now, in order to do so, please view the link on the three persuasive techniques in the description box. Let's get started. How can we tackle persuasive essays? Alright, let us read the following persuasive paragraph and identify the persuasive techniques used. Sure, there are a few adults who behave unscrupulously and as such are undeserving of respect. However, if as a nation we are to progress, we must fully endorse the notion that adults should always be respected. Can you imagine the chaos that would be unleashed in our homes, in our schools, and in our society if we subscribe to the notion that adults must earn respect? Are you able to identify the persuasive techniques that are used in this paragraph? Now, this paragraph was taken from Tackling Summary Writing and Persuasive Writing for Csec English, written by Anush Harrison Jackson, and it's taken from page 65. If you need information as to how you can get this book, please send an email, right? Place it in the comment section and I will respond to you. See if you were able to identify all of the persuasive techniques that were used in that paragraph. Sure, there are a few adults who behave unscrupulously and as such are undeserving of respect. However, if as a nation we are to progress, we must fully endorse the notion that adults should be respected, always respected. Now, you would have seen that the person have considered the other side of the issue. Yes, there are adults who behave unscrupulously and are undeserving of respect. But then the writer maintains his or her position. And so what the writer has used is a counter argument. Were you able to identify the counter argument? If you were, very good. Well done. All right. Secondly, the writer uses emotive language. Can you imagine the chaos that would be unleashed? Okay, note the word chaos and unleash in our homes and in our society if we subscribe to the notion that adults must earn respect. Okay, right? So emotive language, appealing to words that appeal to our emotions, are used in this paragraph there. Well, then we have the rhetorical question. Are you able to identify them? Can you imagine the chaos that would be unleashed in our society, in our homes, in our schools, if we subscribe to the notion that adults must earn respect? Rhetorical question. Then you have the repetition. Repetition is used for emphasis. In over, right? You're seeing that, okay? So the writer uses several persuasive techniques in that one paragraph. Are you able to do the same? I trust you are able to do so. Response given is based on the following Csec past paper question. Speaker A: adults should always be respected. Speaker B: no way, adults must earn respect. Write an essay supporting either Speaker A or Speaker B. Now let us look at this essay in greater detail. Tips on how to answer these types of questions. Number one, always brainstorm before you write by examining the arguments supporting and opposing the given questions. That means arguments for and arguments against the question. Never refer to speaker A or speaker B in your essay, but take a position in support of speaker A or speaker B and write formally. By that we mean do not say according to speaker A or according to speaker B. You must take a position and write in support of what speaker A has said or in support of what speaker B has stated or declared. Third point or tip. Remember that it is important to show the examiner that you have considered the other side of the issue, but you have maintained your stance. So within your essay, there should be at least one counter argument. Tip number 4. Use various persuasive techniques to show the examiner that you are familiar with them and are able to use them effectively to support your points. I trust that you found these tips useful. Let us proceed now to examine the persuasive essay. If we are to have harmonious homes, harmonious schools, and harmonious society, we must fully support that adults must be respected at all times. Imagine a parent correcting his or her child, and the child starts listing the parent's misdeeds in the presence of strangers. Imagine a teacher correcting a student, and the student responds by pointing out the teacher's inadequacies in the presence of the class. Imagine an elder correcting a minor, and the child publicly highlights the adult's flaws. In each of the given situation, we can see the devastating impact on the different types of interaction if we say that adults must earn respect. Now, based on paragraph 2, you would have seen that the writer continued to support the points that was established in paragraph 1, that in order for harmonious societies, harmonious schools, harmonious homes, we need to ensure that adults are respected at all times and that adults are not treated based on how they treat others, but are treated based on how we believe that they should be treated, in the sense that they should be respected, right? The writer went on to use emotive language and, of course, using logical analogies so that we can see the writer's stance, why he or she has taken such a position on this matter. Harmonious homes, harmonious schools, harmonious societies can only be built on godly principles. The Bible states that the elders should be given double honor. This would imply that these individuals ought to be given preferential treatments because of their age. Yes, many may argue again that there are some adults who are unworthy of such honor. However, we should always take the high road and treat these individuals with respect. Probably in doing so, we would make a difference, which may eventually cause them to change. We cannot always fight fire with fire. Now, if we were to examine this paragraph here, we would have seen that the writer continues to use repetition. The writer also continues to use emotive language. And here we have no biblical allusion or reference, right, where the writer refers to a particular quotation in the Bible that would have supported the notion that elders should be treated with respect, which means adults should be respected. The writer also implies that regardless of how they may treat others, we must now try to make a change by treating them, giving them or bestowing such honor on them so that in doing so they might change, right? The writer also use metaphors, right? High road, right? Treat these individuals with respect. Probably in doing so, we would make a difference. We must not always fight fire with fire. So, fire with fire, metaphor. Taking the high road is also a metaphor, suggesting that we should do the thing that is appropriate, the things that are right,
Okay, good. Not the things that are wrong, right? And then fire with fire means that we should not treat others as they treat us sometimes. Okay, right? So if somebody should thump in your face, you don't necessarily have to go and thump that person back in the face. But what do you think about this? Do you think that this writer has taken the correct stance or position on this matter? Should adults earn respect? Please share your comments. Leave your comments in the comment section and on this topic and let me know what you think about it. Must always be treated with respect in order to create a peaceful and loving society. If you have identified paragraph 4 as the conclusion or the concluding paragraph, you are correct, right? And you notice that the concluding paragraph doesn't necessarily have to be very long, right? So it could be one sentence, it could be a sentence or two sentences, okay? Depending on, of course, again, what you had said previously in the body of your essay. Now, can you think of anything else that the writer could have used in this essay, right? So we realize that for this essay, the writer has 4 paragraphs. So can you now think of anything else that the writer could have included in this paragraph? Remember that your persuasive essay should be between 250 to 300 words, right? That's the word length. And so we're looking at, say, roughly 4 or 5 paragraphs, right? Depending on how many main points you would have had. Now, can you think of anything else that the writer could have included or could have used in this essay? Share your thoughts on this matter in the comment section. Did you know that the persuasive essay, like all other essays, comprises of 3 parts? An introduction, a body, and a conclusion. In the introduction of your persuasive essay. The introduction of your persuasive essay should contain the following. 1. Your thesis statement. That by that we mean the topic that you are actually looking at. So therefore, if you have your thesis statement in the introductory paragraph, the reader is not confused as to what question you're answering, okay? Right? Your stance or position on the matter, right? What the stance that you would have taken. Are you for it, or are you in support, or are you against? Then of course your 2 to 4 main points. It is important that you outline these main points in the introductory paragraph of your essay, because in the event that you did not complete your essay within the prescribed time for your examination, the examiner would have known where you are going with your essay. So it's important that you do so. It's also important that you manage your time wisely in an essay, in your examination. Thus, you would brainstorm, right? Find it necessary to brainstorm before you write, so as to prevent writer's block. The essay is where you would elaborate on your 2 to 4 main points using persuasive techniques in the form of supporting details. This is where you would use your statistical data, your facts and opinion, your rhetorical question, your emotive language, your repetition, your analogies, depending again on the topic that you are looking at and the position that you have taken. This is where you sum up your main points by expressing them in other words. Do not introduce any new point or points or ideas, right? The conclusion, as the word suggests, is a summary of all your main points, okay? Right? It's the icing on the cake. You understand the different elements of persuasive writing,
persuasive techniques, persuasive appeals, and the different portions or components of the persuasive essay, the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Let's see if you can tackle this past paper question. Write a persuasive essay on the following topic. A good command of English is no longer a guarantee of financial or social success in the Caribbean. Write an argument either supporting or opposing this statement. If you have any difficulty mastering this topic, please let me know, but practice, okay? It is marked out of 35 marks, right? You will be marked graded on a content and expression, okay? By expression we mean use of language, your grammar, and all sentence construction, and also take into consideration organization, right? I trust that you have found this recording, this presentation beneficial. If there are any questions, please leave them in the comment box and I will answer as many as I can. God bless you. I trust that you have found this presentation enlightening. God bless you in your examination. All the best.